Away from that to some other stories, the Black Agenda, in collaboration with the University of Ghana Institute of African Studies within the College of Humanities, has convened a historic African Diaspora Town Hall meeting to deliberate upon citizenship for the historic African diaspora to ensure a united voice is heard by the President of Ghana and relevant state institutions. The first panel was moderated by Chair of the College of Humanities, Obenfo Obadele Kambon, and eminent scholars such as Director of the Center for Latin American Studies, Professor Adukanle Benedicta Lomote, Associate Professor of Political Science at the University of Ghana, Professor Nene Lomote Kudicha, Research Fellow at the National College of Defense Studies, Dr. Nana Yao Mreku Yeboah, and geologist at the Institute of African Studies, Kweku Daku Ankara.
The historic town hall meeting, sponsored by the Black Agenda Inclusive Representation from the African American Association of Ghana, the Ghana Caribbean Association, Decade of Our Repatriation Jamaica Affairs, Real Repatriation Consultant, and other leading diaspora organizations, in collaboration with the University of Ghana Institute of African Studies, focused on addressing citizenship for historic African diasporan descendants, supporting petition efforts, and building a united Black agenda to ensure their collective voice is heard by authorities in the country. It also featured the UN's historical resolution describing the slave trade as the gravest crime against humanity and the repatriation agenda as self-reparations. Speakers at the event called on the government to scrap the remnants of anti-immigration policies that impose monetary barriers introduced by the British colonial administration and rather allow the historic African diaspora to freely repatriate and contribute to the country's economic advancement. They also urge influential African figures to intensify their advocacy among African leaders and institutions to tackle the issue of historic African diaspora citizenship.
You should also look at the financial aspect. I think that's why I made the case to the 1915 return of the African Americans, the anti-immigration law that the British colonial administration brought up. We still see reiteration of that colonial policy within this framework, as it's stated. The amount of money to be paid can be disincentive to a lot of people who really wants to come in and then use their money for certain economic advancement as they come into the country. But if we put the money at certain threshold and people will pay this amount of money and then they come and it will end up in poverty or a financial strain, many of them will not come.
It behoves on the individual African leaders and their goodwill for African diaspora to make any changes in their favor. So whoever is not interested or doesn't want to have a local buy-in into this African diaspora sentiment stays away. But if you begin to tackle it at the institutional level, and so as much as we are interested in having conversation with the respective legislatures of our countries, those of us that have connections with the African Union must start making this case there, so that there is some ratification of this African diaspora grievances, so that it trickles down to the respective countries and is not left to the bosom of only Ghana or Cameroon or Nigeria, but the continent-wide world policies. Otherwise, this conversation will be stuck in this very terrain that we find ourselves.
A participant at the event, Achepemhene of Cape Coast, Nana Kweku Ejiri JP, also added his voice, calling on government not to charge African diaspora returning home, arguing their repatriation is going to benefit us as a country.
We need not to charge them any fees, because when they were kidnapped, stolen onto the dungeons and to the ships, there was no fees. Getting on the ship, there was no fees. So now that they have found their way back to the motherland, our government should consider them returning home without fees. Because their return is going to benefit us greatly. That is one major reason why our president is asking for reparations.
As we echo the words of Osajifo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, Africa is one and indivisible. This Black Agenda Town Hall meeting is calling for participation and unity of the African continent to welcome back its scattered relatives. The decade of repatriation is now, and it's time for our laws to reflect our collective progress. Let the spirit of the 1965 Ghana-Guinea-Mali Union and the UN's resolution of the transatlantic slave trade as a crime against humanity guide us. Together, let's pave the way for a brighter future where historic African diasporans can return home, contribute, and thrive without barriers. For Pan-African News, Prosper America's report read to you.